Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ashley Williams, Archivist at Hagley Museum and Library. Today, we will make a recipe created in the BBDO Test Kitchen in 1931, Pabst-ett Biscuits. BBDO claimed this recipe was pleasing to the eye and truly delicious to the palate. It also had a definite saving in cost since Pabst-ett replaced both butter and other shortening material, something that was essential during the Great Depression. American breweries had to make a choice when Prohibition started in 1920. Try waiting out the ban and face failure, or pivot to produce non-alcohol-based products. For the successful Pabst Brewing Company, the choice seemed clear. One of their Prohibition-inspired products was Pabst-ett, a delicious cheese food. The company transformed its brewery ice cellars into cheese aging cellars. They describe Pabst-ett as, quote, a whole milk cheese food, which contains healthful milk proteins, milk sugars, and milk minerals. Into this perfect pasteurized milk cheese food, the whey has been put back, end quote. It came in spreadable or block forms, and in cheddar, Swiss, or pimento varieties. The product proved so successful that Kraft sued Pabst for copyright infringement, due to its similarity to Kraft's Velveeta. Although Kraft won the case, they gave Pabst a royalty-free license to continue making the cheese. Kraft bought Pabst's cheese division when Prohibition ended and continued making Pabst-ett into the 1940s. Since Pabst-ett is no longer produced, we will use Kraft Velveeta in its place for this recipe. The recipe has few ingredients: 2 cups flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 package of Pabst-ett, which we're using 6.5 ounces of Velveeta, and a 1/2 cup of milk. Let's get started. So you want to start by sifting together your dry ingredients. So your 2 cups of flour and your baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Then you're going to cut in your Velveeta. You can also use your fingers to help work it all in. But you want to try to get rid of these large clumps. Once you have it mixed in, then you'll add your 1/2 cup of milk and mix to make a dough. Once it comes together, you're going to turn it out onto a floured board and roll it thin. You might have to kind of gather it together a little bit. The recipe doesn't say how thin it should be, so I'm just kind of taking a guess. Once you have it rolled out, then you will cut it into small rounds. Spread each round lightly with butter and place together. You'll repeat this process with your leftover dough. So once you have all of the rounds cut out, then you want to lightly butter them and stack them together, kind of like a little sandwich, and then place them on a prepared cookie sheet. So let's get some of these onto a cookie sheet. So these go into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Let's check on them in a few minutes. I've let these sit cooling for a few minutes. They smell so good. So let's give one a try. It has a lot of flaky layers. That's actually really good. I wasn't sure when I first read about this recipe. Those came out really well. I hope you have enjoyed learning about Pabst-ett biscuits that were created in the BBDO Test Kitchen in 1931. Thanks for watching.